Hi, I'm Brad Gordon. I am the Southern Minnesota Program Manager with Great River Greening, and today we are at Big Woods Heritage Forest WMA in Rice County, Minnesota, and we're doing a reforestation project here. So we have an old field here that's covered in brome. You can see some cedars and some other trees trying to come in the background, but we were trying to return this back to a big woods habitat. So we have some older growth, not really old growth, but some older forests over in the middle of this wildlife management area. And we're trying to get the rest of the site to look like that. So on the far left of the screen, you're gonna see some of the oak forest. And so we're trying to plant a lot of oak trees out here, some walnut. We have some cherry, so black cherry, choke cherry, and we're trying to fill this in to return it back to the historic plant community. So for a while this has been pasture, and so the brome grass has really taken over. And so the Trust for Public Land purchased this and gave it to the DNR, to the state, a few years ago. And we're partnering now with the Cannon River Watershed Partnership to restore this area. And so we work with the DNR quite a bit to restore wildlife management areas to their historic habitat. So we'll see some more turkeys, deer, squirrels, other birds. So we've seen quite a few different types of wildlife here so far. We saw a skunk this morning. We've seen some yellow-bellied sapsuckers out here. So yeah, we're trying to return it to that habitat.
How many trees are we planting?
We are planting 12,000 trees across 44 acres. So we have our work cut out for us. And yeah, we have some staff who are working hard to get all these trees in the ground over the course of about 4 weeks. And so there's kind of an art to keeping the seedlings alive, keeping them from trying to grow before you plant them. So we're trying to move fast, plant as many as possible, as fast as possible.
So what will this site look like when we're finished?
Hopefully it's going to look like the older kind of oak woods over there, eventually.
What's wrong with brome grass?
So brome is an invasive species here in Minnesota, and it doesn't have that deep of roots. The roots are only about 4 feet deep, so it's not like a prairie habitat where you have 15, 20 feet of roots. So it's a pretty shallow root system, and then it really chokes out all the other species, so you have really limited diversity. So it covers the ground decently well, so farmers will use it on buffers and on the perimeter of their property, but it really doesn't provide much diversity. So you don't see that many pollinator species out here, so we don't really have the flowers for our native bees and butterflies and everything. It's just kind of one plant, brome, mixed with some other stuff. So some strawberries are coming in the bottom, but really it's mostly brome. And so we really want to transition this, and we're choosing the big woods habitat just based on what was here historically, instead of converting this over to a prairie, which we're doing some of that restoration work at some other WMAs in Rice County.